अबे
एशिया है.
बहुत connection. सही है.
That's only stand.
Alright, big update, guys, coming in from China as far as the Asian Games is concerned. We saw Indian football team compete against Bangladesh, and it is good news, unlike what we saw just about 48 hours back, where India were defeated hands down by China 5-1. But today, though, they managed to reverse their fate and just completely change things around because India have beaten Bangladesh 1-0. That's what the scoreline was. A cagey affair, if you ask me, especially in those last 10 odd minutes after India scored. There were some chances that came Bangladesh's way as well. But in the end, India finally managing to get hold of the much needed points and keep their hopes of qualification alive as far as the round of 16 stage of the Asian Games is concerned. It wasn't the best performance, let's say, because you would have expected Indians to have or the Indian team to have some more control in this match, which you saw, but only in bits and pieces. But a big improvement from what we saw the other day against China, because that day you saw there was lack of cohesion, there was lack of possession as well, or being able to make the most of the ball as well. Well, the Indian team were on the ball, so that way is a stark contrast in the sense from what we saw just about 48 hours back, and the Indian team would take this win very gleefully. You'd ask how the goal came. Well, it came in the dying stages, in this 82nd minute to be very precise. The fag end, where you saw the Indian team being given a penalty, though there was some sort of dissent from the Bangladesh players, but it was a clear penalty. The replays also suggested so, and it was the right call that was made by the on-field referee as well. So despite all the contention that you saw from the Bangladesh players, none of those pleas were heard, and at the end India were awarded the penalty, which Sunil Chhetri did very well to convert. He found the side netting. The keeper did go to the right way. The keeper was right in terms of in terms of going for the right side, but couldn't even manage to get his hand as Sunil Chhetri converted the penalty with perfection. Much needed points for Team India, and remember, their qualification hopes still stay alive. Even, by the way, many of you were asking the other day as well, what happens if India finished third? India could still make it to the round of 16 if they finish third, but it's gonna be touch and go, to be very honest, because see, the first two teams of every group will definitely progress to the round of 16, so there'll be 10 teams like that, but the remaining 6 teams will be the ones, rather the 4 best teams will finish, will go into the top 4 depending on how they finish in the third place. That is going to be the key as well. But having said that, India still have fate in their own hands. They play Myanmar next. When you would ask, India's next football match is against Myanmar on Sunday 5 p.m. That's what holds next for this Indian team. So after that defeat, they've done well today. Their qualification hopes in the Asian Games stays alive. And you're looking at a much better performance from Team India than you saw in the previous edition of the games. Remember, there was a lot of build-up as well as far as sending this Indian team for the Asian Games is concerned, and which is why this team is under pressure. There has been a lot of off-field talk as well, which has been bothering Team India. But having said that, on the day, the Indian team have done just enough. But a couple of chances I must talk about, and the scoreline should have ideally been different from what we are seeing at the moment. Though it's only ended 1-0, but the Indian team really should have at least been about 2 goals up, even at the halfway stage. And it was the talisman Sunil Chhetri who had both those chances. He really should have converted both those chances and given India the lead at the halfway stage. It didn't happen then, but Sunil Chhetri did end up redeeming himself later in the match, scoring that spot kick in the 82nd minute to give India the lead. Having said that, questions will continue to be asked, but a much better performance from what we saw against China. And why I'm stressing on that is because the other day what you saw was, firstly, not a full-fledged Indian team. There were some players who still hadn't arrived. As many as 5 players didn't even reach the city of Hangzhou for the first match. There's been a lot of visa issues, let's not forget. Also, having said that, there were just about 17 players which Igor Stimac had to choose from. Out of the 5, reports in fact suggesting that only 3 have in fact managed to make it even today. There are 2 players who still haven't made it to the squad as yet, but Gurmeet was one of those players who managed to make the side, and he did have his say as well in the match. Sunil Chhetri having his say yet again. And speaking of what the numbers could be like for him, he's now scored his 93rd goal. So he continues to be the third highest goal scorers amongst active goal scorers with 93 goals. Obviously, it's just Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo who only happen to better him. But Sunil Chhetri adding a vital goal not just to his personal tally, but giving India a chance to stay alive in the Asian Games. Remember, this is a team on a mission to prove a point not just to the Indian authorities but to send out a message as well, globally as well. You're ranked 99 now, for the very first time in a long time now. You won the SAF, you won the international, the Intercontinental Cup as well. So the Indian team has seen quite a lot of highs, let's say, in the last 6 to 8 months, and they're here to prove a point, though it's an under 23 team. But having said that, despite all the criticisms that this team has seen, you could see what it meant for them to stay alive in this competition, and that's what they've done today with this crucial win against Bangladesh. Many of you saying that wasn't the most convincing. Yes, I'll agree with you. India won the most convincing, should have converted those chances, should have also done better with the ball as well. They were a little porous in the midfield. You could see the ball not being held very well in the midfield, which is why Bangladesh did have their moments as well. But for now, let's just be happy with the fact that India stay alive in the competition, and a very good chance for India as well to go through. Up against them is Myanmar. You get the win over there against Myanmar on Sunday, you are secured of a position in the round of 16. So that should be the idea for India going forward now. Don't leave it on other results, but the fate still lies in the hands of the Indian team. So you win on Sunday and you go through to the round of 16. That's what it looks like for the Indian team. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on this quick update that we have for you from Hangzhou. As far as the Asian Games are concerned, the action continues here on Sports Day. The coverage as well will continue. Don't forget to download the AajTak website as well. That's where you'll get all the latest highlights as well as in-depth analysis and articles as well, to give you more perspective about all the matches that are happening. There's cricket happening as well. We saw the Indian women's team participate. Football action just concluded. There's so much that's going to be coming your way. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Sports Day as well, for that matter, and tap that bell icon so that you know every time we have an update for you.